you're going to have to pick between these two. And therefore, he will choose the lesser, sentence, and also will confess. So both of them actually will end up confessing and getting 5 years instead of non-confessing, getting only 2 years. So you're going to be stuck in the same kind of dilemma. So all this game tree theory that we talked about really started out with this kind of games. And actually, we have a whole area in mathematics and now in economics too that's called game theory. People specialize in just looking at this kind of strategic type of games. So now I'm actually going to switch gears, and we're going to talk about the insecure monopolist and the entry returns. So the idea is that you're monopolist. What can you do if another company actually want to enter the market in? So one thing you could do is just accept the fact and share the market with them, right? You're going to end up in the duopoly type. You're going to be stuck in the duopoly dilemma unless you do something about it. But you could also actually do other things. What can you do to prevent another company from entering?
Cut prices to make it come profitable.
Yeah, right. You're going to cut price and send the signal that there's no profit to be made. That's exactly what you do. We can look at the same example actually. This airline company, remember, the high price is $400, the low price is $300. So if the second company want to enter, well, you're making $400 per ticket, you're making a lot of money. And another company want to enter, actually what you need to do is to kind of flood the market, kind of provide more actually airline service, and cut the price at the same time to give the signal that there's no profit to be made here. So that's entry returns. And we're going to use actually game tree and see what, if you are a company that is in the market where you are threatened by the entry of another company, how you're going to deal with that. So, like I said, the passive approach of accommodation, you can accept, the other company and share, the market with them, or you can use the strategy of using the price to deter. That's what we call the limit pricing. You're going to lower your price, so that there's zero profit, basically. So we're going to look at all those different situations. So here what I have is, the monopolist, just one company, secure monopolist. So there's no threat of entry, just one company, and they charge $400. Average cost is $100. This is the graph that we started with, if you remember. And therefore, this company is making, this kind of money there, $18,000 profit. So now we're looking here at the duopoly, where actually the two companies compete and charge a low price of $300. And together, actually, they sell 80, 40 each. Now we're going to look at the entry return, so deterring monopoly. Now you're going to deter. So if you want to deter, you have to cut the price. And when you cut the price, the quantity demanded will increase, right? People, just to pay $300, now the price is $200, so you're going to see increase in the quantity demanded, right? Because the price drop of $100. So the quantity demanded actually for you, is going to go to 100 there. So, and then we're going to see actually the next thing is the zero profit. So the price at which they make zero profit is $100. So basically, what we're going to see here, that's what you're going to see here. So what I'm saying is the secure monopolist will provide 100 seats at $200, and if the second company entered, we're assuming here actually will supply 20 seats, so that the price actually will go down to 100, where actually profit will go to 0. If we provide exactly another 20 seats, that's where actually the price is going to fall from actually 200 to 100, then that's 0 profit. So that's what we call actually the quantity required. So the quantity required for the first company to prevent entry is simply the zero profit quantity, this one, minus you know, the minimum entry requirement for the second company. So basically, to come up with $100, you have to look at the quantity for which, you know, profit is 0, and from that quantity, you have to come up with the quantity that the second company will produce. And the difference between the two is, you know, the quantity that you should supply in this kind of situation. So we're going to use actually all those numbers, you know, to use actually a game tree and see exactly what's going to happen in this kind of situation. Whether the monopolist is going to really deter, or are you willing to accept the other competitor actually, or accommodate the other competitor? So we can answer that question actually by using the game tree. And the answer to that is that the incumbent company actually will always deter. He will always do that because they make more money actually by deterring. So entry deterrence game tree. So we're going to use all those numbers that I had in that graph to show actually, you know, whether, you know, the incumbent will deter or not. So we're looking at two companies, Mona and Doug, so different names, just like that. So Mona could, you know, try to, you know, produce a small quantity, the 400 seeds, like in a duopoly, or it could flood the market, you know, producing 100 seeds. On the other hand, Doug, you know, the company that, you know, that's thinking of entering this market, you know, Doug, you know, he could enter or he could stay out. So if Doug actually entered, that means